Hey guys, my name is Summerour and welcome to my art channel. Today we're going to be drawing a commissioned piece that's kind of special to me. About 3 months ago, my grandfather asked me if I could draw a picture of his two great-grandchildren, my niece and nephew, and I thought it'd be a really cool piece to get to share on the channel. Purely because I'll get to showcase, I think, one of the styles that I do best, which is photorealism in pencil. And while I think it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be a good project, I also wanted to add a different level to it and work on a style that I'm actively trying to develop, which is more of a cartoony, stylistic, caricature type of representation. And so my plan with this video is to draw the entire portrait in photorealism, and that will be for the commission piece, and then go back and draw the same picture in a more cartoony, stylized type of portrait and kind of see how they both turn out. I'm kind of excited by this idea and I think it's going to be really cool, so without further ado, let's dive into it. So when I'm sketching out all my realistic pieces, I tend to favor the grid system just to make sure that everything's super accurate. Basically, you just slap a grid on your reference and apply the same grid to your piece of paper and then go square by square drawing the image. And it really just helps to get a nice, clean, accurate image that is perfectly scaled. When I was younger, I was a lot more resistant to using this method because I felt like there was something to be gained from drawing everything from scratch. But when it comes down to it, this is just the cleanest and easiest way to get a good looking final image. So you know all that really nice stuff I just said about the grid system? Well, it turns out it only works if you draw it where it's supposed to. And I have been drawing this entire piece shifted one square down. Don't do that. So we're gonna have to erase and start again. So not only was my first sketch an entire square down, I also had the wrong size grid applied to my reference. Basically, I had 8 squares wide on my reference and my drawing is only 7 squares wide. So yeah, that whole first sketch was doomed from the get-go. Hopefully we'll do a little better here in take 2. Now that the sketch is done, I'm breaking out my nicer set of pencils, by which I mean the set has an 8B, and get going on the drawing. A lot of times in these drawings I like to start off with a deep black value first, and that just gives me a good reference to judge the values of other areas of the drawings. I think when I was a lot younger, a lot of my drawings ended up really light because I never really established this dark tone, so I just get it out of the way early now, and it's resulted in some better pieces overall. So just in case you couldn't appreciate how slow this process actually is, watching at 150 times speed, here it is in real time. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get back to it. Alright, so that's just about finished up with Peyton's face, and now we can get going on Caden. So generally the whole process is just laying down a base color, smoothing that out, and then going back over and deepening shadows or pulling highlights where I need to. I do a lot of this blending with either tissue paper or a blending stump, just depending on the size of the area. I like the tissue really well to get a really nice smooth gradient, but it tends to lift the graphite a little bit more, so it just kind of depends on what part of the drawing that I'm working on. Okay, about 7 hours in now, and both faces are finally done. It took a while, but this is why you do the faces first. Time consuming, tedious, but dang, I'm excited to see the rest of this piece. Super happy with how they turned out, and I guess nothing left to do but get on to the clothing. So I'm cruising along pretty well with this piece, getting the clothing done, when out of nowhere,
You saved us all. Have banded together to try to earn some cash during their semester break.
that's right, a spider attack completely out of the blue. Luckily, I was able to escape with my life, but let me tell you, it was a close one. Finishing this guy up real quick, and you know I'm going to make you wait around to the end for those nice final shots. In the meantime, I promised 2 drawings, so we're making 2 drawings. Let's get it. Sorry, I know I kind of said that I would do the same drawing, but looking at the reference, I wasn't quite sure how well a cartoony version of this piece would turn out. And I found this picture from the same photo set and thought it was going to be so much more fun to do. It was just a lot more expressive, and I thought that I could do a lot more in the style that I wanted to work in. I want to do something a little different with this piece than just doing a straight drawing of the reference. Peyton is really into Minnie Mouse, and Caden is a big Minecraft fan, so I wanted to incorporate some of those elements into their outfits. So I turned Peyton's bow into a bow and Minnie Mouse ears, and then I changed the logo on Caden's shirt to be a Minecraft creeper rather than the slogan that it currently had. Overall, I'm really just going through and kind of exaggerating the features a bit. Big smiles, big eyes for Peyton. I think the only thing different is that I kind of turned Caden's head just a hair. It just felt better than to do it straight on, and I think with his pose made a little bit more sense. And then of course I had to go in and add hands since they got cropped off in the original photo. So now that the inking's done, I'm going over with some Ohuhu alcohol markers to just add some quick areas of tone and shadow to really help bring this final piece to life. Okay, so I'm super excited with how both these pieces turned out. They were a lot of fun to do, and I just could not be happier with how the photorealistic piece turned out. It had been a while since I've done that, and just am so thrilled with the final result of that piece. The second, more cartoony piece, again, really happy. I know I couldn't quite end up doing the exact same portrait, but I'm definitely happy with the change to choose a reference that was a little bit more expressive. I think it suits the style so well. I'm excited to send these pieces off. The first piece obviously is going to go to my grandpa who commissioned the piece, and then I'm going to send the more cartoony style off to my sister so she can have that drawing of her kids, and I think that'll be really cool for her. All in all, I think there was about 15 hours in the main drawing and 2 hours into the cartoony piece. So definitely a lot of time and effort went into this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe. That helps me out a ton. If you want to keep up with some of my other stuff, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll drop my handle here at the bottom of the screen. I've got some really cool projects coming up here soon that I'm very excited to share with you all. But until then, I'll see y'all next time.